Hello dear students, welcome back to chemistry class. Today we are going to discuss very important topic, that is nomenclature of coordination. So our chapter is coordination compound. Coordination compound. Our chapter is coordination compound. In that we will see the nomenclature of coordination compound. So our topic is nomenclature of coordination compound. Okay, in this we will see how to write the name of coordination compound. Let us see. Okay, so before we discuss some point, I would like to share with you that in a coordination compound we have already discussed the point coordination number, coordination entity, oxidation number, and coordination polyhedra, etc. If you have not seen, please watch my previous video. I have uploaded about that, so you can clear that. Okay. So in this, you know that for writing the name, one system is responsible, that we see IPAC. IUPAC. What is full form of this? Full form of this International Union of Pure Applied and Chemistry. So this system is given. According to this, we will write the name of coordination compound. Okay, students. According to this, we will write the name of coordination compound. So how the name will be written, we will discuss here. So let us see here how to write the IPAC name of coordination compound. So in that we will say we have to follow some rules. For writing a coordination compound name, we have to follow some rules. What are the rules? There are certain rules, for writing name of coordination compound. Let us see here. What is the first rule? First rule is this: positive or cationic part name will be written first. Written first. Okay. Here what I wrote: positive or cationic part name will be written first. Like this, if we are taking here, so this is the complex. to this here. This is, so this is positive portion, positive part, and that is negative part. Okay. Yeah. So positive part name will be written first. Understand? Okay. Second is that this positive part name will be written first, and after that second negative part. Okay. Then negative part, or after that negative part. Okay. Then negative part. Or we can write after that negative part. Okay. Second point is that you might be knowing that this is ligand and this one is center metal atom. So ligands name will be written in alphabetical order. Alphabetical order. When more than one type of ligand are present. One type of ligand present. Understood this? Like this, if I am writing for simple example, if I wrote like this here, like this, if I do, so here more than one type of ligand is there. So we will write in alphabetical order. Here first amine, then H2 name is written in alphabetical order. Name of the ligand, name of the ligand, name of the negative ligand, ends with O. Remember, like that. If I am writing here, ends with O. While neutral and positive ligands name are written in normal way, Okay, children. So these points we have written here. What point I have written there? Point is that here. Okay. This name will be written. Next, ligand's name always written before center metal atom. when ligands are more than one subscript di, tri, tetra, penta and hexa are used to show the number of ligand. When ligand is didentate, we can write if ligand is polydentate, subscript bis, tris or tetrakis is used to show number of ligands. Okay, like this. If I am taking this one here, this, if I have taken this, so here name of this will be what I told, positive portion name will be written. So what will be potassium. Okay, how many are there? 6. So we will write, we will give some gap. Hexa means hexa, it is negative ligand, so it ends with O. Cyano, hexacyano and ferrate, and oxidation state is second. Okay, so like this we will write. I have written di, tri, tetra, so here ligand is 6, so we have used the hexa. Okay, if I am writing this like this, just to see, Cl here, chromium An whole twice, like this, ligand is there. Okay, so here we will write dichloro. For this we will use dichloro, here didentate ligand, so we will use this, and name of this will be written in bracket. This ethane 1,2 diamine, bracket close, chromium third. So I think now things are clear. Okay, so like this we will use. Next point, let us see. Next point, the oxidation number. The oxidation number of central metal atom is written is written in Roman number. You break it. Okay. Break it. Last point of this is sixth point, and I think it is last point. Anionic complex. Anionic complex in anionic complex central metal name ends with central metal name in anionic complex. Name of in anionic complex central metal name ends with 8. Ends with 8. Or we can say or suffix 8 is added to the name of central metal item. Okay. When complex is neutral or positive, when complex is neutral or positive, name is written in normal way. So this will be clear by writing some names. Okay. So we are taking here some examples like that. Here I am taking this A4 FeCl6 here and Cu NH3 whole twice Cl2. Cu plus this. Okay, so let us understand with this example. More example we will discuss this later. Okay, children. So here let us see. What is that? Positive portion here. Positive portion is this. So we will write first name. Positive portion and that is negative portion. Okay. So what is? And for positive portion we do not show the number. How many atoms are there? We do not show that. Okay. So in positive portion what we will write? Potassium. What is potassium? Then this is negative portion. This is negative. So we will write what? Hexacyano. How many are there? 6. Here there are 6. So we will write hexa. I have already told. Hexa cyano, being negative ligand, it will end with O, hexacyano. Then this is ferric, but this is negative complex, so 8 will be added in this. Okay, hexacyano, ferrate, hexacyanoferrate, and then oxidation number is 7. We will write like this. Okay. If you have confusion in oxidation number, you can go in 11th class video. I have uploaded many videos in coordination compound, not in redox reaction. So from there you can learn how to calculate the oxidation number of metal. If needed, I will explain here also. Okay. So here, what is the name of this one? Name of this one is this. What? Here, this is positive portion only, so we will start writing name. And in positive portion, we always means in coordination we always write the name of ligand in alphabetical order. So here, what is NH3 there and CL2. Here, one point I would like to say here, I forgot to explain there. For ligand, students, for ligand, if neutral ligands are there, their name is written in normal way, but some exceptions are there, so their name I am writing. For them we use a special word. So if this NH3 is there, NH3, H2O and NO, these are exceptions. So here we will write amine, for this aqua, and for this nitrosyl. So remember this, these are used, these are special, these are exception. Here we use some special words. So here what we have seen here, it is coordination entity. So in there we will write the name of ligands. First we will write name of ligand in alphabet. So here amine is there, that is chloro is there. So what we will use? Diamine, okay, diamine, dichloro or chlorido, I am writing chloride, dichlorido, diamine, dichlorido, cobalt, this is the cobalt, and oxidation state of this one is third. You can write oxidation state. So this is the ligand. So what I want to show you that in first case, that is negative ligand, negative complex, so we have added 8. But in this ligand is not negative, so we written there cobalt. Normal name we have written. There we have written first compound name is, what is first compound name? First compound and second. So potassium hexacyanoferrate second, and the second is diamine dichlorido cobalt third. Okay. So maybe confusion to calculate the oxidation state. So for some examples, for this I am calculating the oxidation state. Okay. Let us see here oxidation state, how to calculate. So I will calculate here oxidation state, and we have to always calculate the oxidation state of central metal atom. We will calculate oxidation state of central metal atom. Let us see here. So this is the central metal atom. Let the oxidation state of this is X. X. Oxidation state is X. Here, how many potassium? 4. So I wrote, and what is the oxidation state of potassium is 4 plus 1 plus X, and plus, let the oxidation state of F is X. We don't know, that's why we assume that. And how many are there? 6. And what is oxidation state of Cn? -1 equal 0. So we can calculate plus 4 plus X minus 6 equals 0. X, here we will solve this, -2 equals 0. X equal +2. So here oxidation state is +2. Okay, children. In this case, if I am calculating here oxidation state, oxidation state, what will be the oxidation state? Let us calculate. Let the oxidation state of this is x. Let x plus how many NH3 is there? 2. So we will write 2, and then NH3 neutral molecule, so oxidation state is 0. Next, plus how many chloride is there? 2. So chloride oxidation state is -1 equal 0. Here x plus 2 into 0. Why we have written 2 0 here? Because NH3 is neutral molecule and oxidation state is 0. And here Cl2 is there, and one chloride oxidation state is -1. So we have written like this. Now x plus this will be 0, 0 minus 2 equals 0. Sorry, here positive charge is there. Equal plus 1. We can write equal plus 1. Okay. So here equal plus 1. X minus 2 equal plus 1. X equal, we will transfer that side. That will be positive. Plus 1 and plus 2 equal plus 3. So oxidation state is plus 3. So like this we can calculate. We will discuss some examples and then things will be clear. So you read the rule twice, thrice, and after that it is given in your book. So from there you can read also, and what I wrote from there also you can revise twice, thrice. Then we will write the name. Some more examples we will discuss later. Okay. Thank you so much, students. Hello dear students. Welcome back to science class. Today we are going to discuss lesson 7. Lesson 7. Lesson 7. Okay. And in lesson 7 we will discuss climate and weather. What is climate and weather? Our topic is climate and weather. So let us see what is climate and weather. Okay. So here we will see that our surrounding make up the physical environment in which we live. Our surrounding make up the physical environment in which we live. A number of factors play a role in determining the environment. In class 6 you have read about the living and non-living components. Climate is one of the physical feature of the environment. Means climate is physical feature of the environment. Weather is another term commonly used in this regard. We will study about the weather climate in this chapter. Means in this chapter we will discuss about weather and climate. So let us see here weather. What your parents observe almost every morning by looking outside before sending you to school. Means when you come to school, your parents see surrounding, then they decide what to wear, what to use. They try to find out whether it is cloudy, rainy, shiny or cold. Why they do so? Simply because by finding out the conditions outside, they see the condition of outside. They will prepare you accordingly. Means what is the weather, according that way they will prepare. On a cloudy day, you will be asked to carry an umbrella. Means if weather is good like that cold season, so your parents will prefer you to wear the woolen cloth, blazer, etc. If normal weather is there, very hot is there, they will allow you to wear the cotton clothes. But if it is cloudy, they will allow you to take umbrella. Here, yes, there are daily reports of the weather in the newspaper and also on the television. So every day you watch television, there weather report is given. Here, let us perform the activity 7.1 to know the information in given newspaper weather report. Okay, so let us see what is the activity. Look up your newspaper. It is gives separate box to tell you about the different factors of environment. So you can see the weather report in a paper. Here Note down the following information. Note the whether it gives information on weather or climate. What information is given you set in box. Okay, so what we see that when we read newspaper, in that the weather report is given there. So by seeing that we can guess what will be the weather today or tomorrow. Okay, so let us see here. The weather reports from the newspaper provide you the following information. So what information do you get from weather report? Let us see. Weather report tell us maximum and minimum temperature for the past 24 hours. Sunset, sunrise, moonset, moonrise, maximum and minimum humidity for the 24 hours. General information on weather for the day, whether cloudy, shiny, rainy or foggy. So this information we get from this paper. Having learnt about the weather reports, perform another activity 7.2. Activity 7.2 is that will help you to understand the variations exist in the weather of place from place day to day. Means if we are seeing this table, activity 7.2, so there we will see that how is the variation in different places in our surrounding. Like that, here temperature is different, Mumbai temperature is different. Means today's weather is good here, but it may not be good for other places. So there are a lot of variations in weather in different place of India. So on that basis we can define that what is the weather report. The day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place with respect to temperature, humidity, rainfall is called the weather of a place. What is the weather of a place? The day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place with respect to temperature, humidity, rainfall, etc. is called weather report. Weather of that place. So here one word you will see, day-to-day condition. What is day-to-day condition? That is weather. Weather may change within few minutes, in few hours, and may remain same as. Okay, students? So it may happen. In short, weather is defined as the atmospheric condition of a place at a particular time. It is a daily phenomenon and it may change every day and from time to time. Weather tells us about the temperature, rainfall, cloud and sunshine. The amount of sunshine a place gets changed according to the time of the day and the season. There are more hours of sunshine during summer than winter. The weather is hot when sun shines brightly and cool when there is no sun. This explains why nights are cooler than the days. So from here you may get that why nights are cooler than the days, because at night sunshine is not there, so it is cooler than the day. Okay, students. So here we can see this. Here heat from the sun makes the temperature rise. Daytime heat from the sun makes the temperature rise, while at night there is no sunshine, so that cools the atmosphere. Humidity. Do you know that humidity is measured of moisture percent in air? Means humidity is measured how much moisture is present in that. Rainfall is measured by the instrument called rain gauge. Rainfall is measured in rain gauge. Maximum and minimum temperature are used to record the maximum and minimum temperature every day. Means maximum and minimum temperature is used to record maximum and minimum temperature every day. Okay, students. Thank you so much. Next day we will discuss next topic of this chapter. Okay, thank you so much.